Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Liminal Spaces Bundle of July 2026. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you the viewers for watching my videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have The Cabin Factory, a tense horror simulation game that puts you in the role of a cabin inspector. Much like other Spot the Difference titles, your task is to repeatedly enter and examine a cabin to determine if it is haunted. However, unlike more relaxed games in the genre, you'll quickly discover that this experience offers zero comfort and high stakes. Your primary objective is to monitor the environment for active movement. If you detect something moving, you must hit the danger button. If everything appears stationary, you issue an all clear. The challenge is that the rules feel inconsistent. You might assume a twisted portrait or a stagnant character signifies a haunting, but the game demands evidence of active motion. Sometimes, even seemingly normal events, like a radio turning on, can be deceptive, requiring you to rely on intuition and memory as you navigate various iterations of the cabin. The atmosphere is genuinely unsettling. You're not safe from being chased, and if you're caught, your progress resets, which can be incredibly frustrating. While some cabins offer lore, most keep you on edge, wondering which one will trigger a terrifying pursuit. If you crave a horror experience that thrives on creeping dread and requires keen observation, this game is a fantastic, frightening addition to your collection. However, if you prefer cozy, low-stress gameplay, you should stay far away. The Cabin Factory is designed to scare, and it succeeds in making you nervous every time you step through that door. At number 2 we have The Backrooms Survival, a retro-themed horror game drawing inspiration from the viral internet phenomenon of the same name. This game focuses heavily on a multiplayer experience, though you can attempt to tackle it solo. The core loop involves navigating randomized labyrinthine floors with no meaningful story or clear objective to guide your progress. You begin with character creation, selecting a profession that provides specific bonuses, and must scavenge for items and manage your inventory while avoiding hostile entities. The floor designs are repetitive, and the lack of an automap makes exploration feel like a chore as you wander through nearly identical corridors. Combat is functional but basic, and the threat of permadeath means a single mistake can wipe out hours of progress. While the game offers some depth through crafting and survival mechanics, these elements often feel underutilized and unrewarding. Visually, it leads into a PS1-inspired aesthetic, but the environments suffer from a bland, generic look, and the sound design is largely forgettable, failing to establish a tense atmosphere you might expect from a horror title. The controls are notably clunky, particularly when managing menus. In a bundle, the game might provide fleeting entertainment if you have a group of friends for multiplayer sessions. However, for a solitary experience, it is difficult to justify. It is a mixed bag that lacks the polish or engagement necessary to stand out in the crowded market of horror games. At number 3 we have Liminal Waters, a psychological horror game that plunges you into a series of unsettling, surreal environments. As you explore these eerie, abandoned spaces, you feel an overwhelming sense of isolation. The game's core strength lies in its masterclass of atmosphere. Every corridor and room feels heavy with an unspoken creeping dread that keeps you constantly on edge. Unlike action-heavy titles, this experience relies on subtle environmental storytelling and audio cues to build tension. You'll find yourself navigating through shifting geometries and distorted architecture that perfectly capture the unsettling nature of the Backrooms aesthetic. The visual design is hauntingly effective, utilizing lighting and textures to create a sense of wrongness that persists throughout your journey. As you progress, the lack of traditional combat forces you to rely on stealth and observation. This design choice amplifies the vulnerability you feel as you encounter the unknown entities lurking within the shadows. While some might find the slow pace demanding, it is essential for the build-up of genuine psychological fear. You're not just playing a game, you're descending into a waking nightmare where reality is never quite what it seems. If you're a fan of cosmic and existential horror, this game is a must-play. Its ability to cultivate deep, persistent anxiety through clever level design and audio soundscapes is truly impressive. By the time you reach the finale, you'll likely feel a profound sense of relief, yet lingering unease will haunt your thoughts long after you've finally stepped away from the screen. At number 4 we have Within the Backrooms, a co-op survival horror game that plunges you into the unsettling liminal reality of the internet's most famous creepypasta. From the moment you spawn into the endless yellow-walled labyrinth, you realize that escape is far from guaranteed. You must explore this eerie, retro-inspired environment, managing your resources carefully while avoiding the entities that lurk just out of sight. The core gameplay loop centers on tension and atmospheric dread. You're not just walking through empty halls, you're constantly searching for ways to survive, solving puzzles, and keeping your sanity intact. The game thrives on psychological horror, utilizing the familiar oppressive aesthetic of infinite office spaces to make you feel truly isolated. It is not a fast-paced action game where you rely on weapons to blast your way out. Instead, you must be methodical, quiet, and observant. If you enjoy horror experiences that favor suspense and high-stakes exploration over jump scares, this will satisfy your craving. Playing with friends adds a unique layer to the experience. You can coordinate your movements, look out for one another, and manage the growing panic as you navigate deeper into the levels. The technical design perfectly captures the source material, ensuring the visual style feels authentic to the lore you know and love. While the difficulty can be brutal, that challenge only heightens the relief of finding a safe room. If you're looking for a haunting immersive cooperative game, Within the Backrooms delivers. At number 5 we have Liminal Exit, a psychological horror puzzle game that masterfully captures the eerie, disorienting essence of liminal spaces. You start your journey in a parking complex outside a brutalist office building, immediately surrounded by a monochrome dreamlike atmosphere that perfectly sets the stage for the unsettling experience ahead. The core gameplay loop centers on navigating through various floors while acting as your own observer. You must carefully monitor your surroundings for subtle anomalies, perhaps a clock ticking backward, or a strange red glow in a white room. When you reach an elevator, you must decide whether to proceed to the next level or stay on your current floor, depending on whether you spotted any abnormalities. This mechanical choice turns you into your own worst enemy. As you progress, the tension mounts, and you'll constantly wonder if you're making the right call. The reset system, especially for those brave enough to enable hardcore mode, adds significant weight to your every decision. While the story feels somewhat backloaded, the environmental storytelling and the mysterious presence of an entity named Sam creates a compelling, albeit brief experience. Though you might encounter a minor technical hiccup or two, and the game is relatively short, the overall atmosphere and the constant challenge of spotting anomalies make it a memorable title. If you enjoy games that thrive on isolation, confusion, and the corrupted nostalgia of familiar places, you'll find this experience deeply engaging and well worth your time. At number 6 we have Liminal Shift, a psychological horror experience that plunges you into the unsettling depths of the backrooms. From the moment you begin, the game masterfully cultivates a profound sense of isolation, forcing you to navigate through vast, repetitive, and unnervingly quiet environments that defy conventional logic. You're not just playing a game, you're trapped within a shifting, surreal architecture where each corner turned could lead to familiar, yet deeply disturbing spaces. The atmosphere is where this game truly shines. You'll find that the lighting, sound design, and the claustrophobic corridors work in tandem to keep you in a constant state of unease. There are no traditional hand-holding mechanics here. Instead, the game trusts you to explore and uncover the mysteries of your surroundings at your own pace. You'll encounter environmental storytelling that rewards close observation, making you question your sanity as you wander deeper into the abyss. While the pacing can feel deliberate, it perfectly complements the themes of liminality and existential dread. You'll spend much of your time lost, yet this loss is intentional, heightening the tension until it becomes almost unbearable. If you're a fan of horror that prioritizes psychological impact over jump scares, this is a game you need to experience. It captures the essence of internet-era horror tropes while carving out its own distinct, haunting identity. By the time you reach the end, you'll feel completely drained, haunted by the lingering emptiness of the spaces you've just traversed. And that's all for this bundle. The Liminal Spaces bundle is a bit of a mixed bag, honestly. While the Cabin Factory is a total win and a solid reason to look twice, the rest of the lineup feels like filler for most gamers. Unless you're a die-hard fan of the genre, or desperately need to pad your library with some niche indie titles, it is mostly just overpriced digital clutter. Save your cash for a better drop unless you're specifically hunting for that one standout title. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.